We saw it was in that 450 class last year in Salt Lake City when we see 2 red number plates, and we're getting a chance here to see 2 red number plates here. Osborne and of course Austin Forkner being tied coming into St. Louis, sharing that red background.
We'll actually talk to Austin Forkner. He'll be on the show later on this afternoon.
Also Michael Mosman, too. I think right after this practice, these boys are coming up.
Yeah, we'll have a chance to talk to Michael Mosman, who had he's had an interesting 2 weeks. And we'll talk to him about that. Zach Osborne, you see the red plate there. And, you know, it's funny because we have 2 guys with a red plate right now. One of them's got a 1 on his bike, so obviously he knows what it feels like to have that extra pressure. Forkner is running the red plate for the very first time in his career. And I wonder how he's going to respond to that. And just based off of kind of what I know from him, I really don't think it's going to faze him that much. I think he's so zeroed in on each individual night that it's, you know, and he's sharing the red plate too. So it's not like he's the only guy. I don't think Forkner's going to have a negative reaction to that pressure. I think he'll be fine.
No, and he's in. You know, he's done well with his wins in Tampa and Atlanta, backed him up back to back, you know, and got the red plate now. He's been staying consistent. But something needs to change for Osborne. He's got to get a win here to put himself back in. He won the opener and had some great rides coming from the back of the pack, but it's all going to start with a key good start tonight.
Well, and if you ask Osborne, he'll tell you. The one race this year where he won was probably the worst he's ridden all season. He's ridden better since, yet the wins aren't matching up. Here's Austin Forkner. So aggressive.
Now we got a yellow flag, one of the guys down. Can't see who it is. I just saw some yellow flags out there after the, right there after the.
And that's the top of the board right there for Forkner on the 49.2. There is a flag down.
Sure what they're doing.
Looks like Nick Gaines might be the rider down.
Nick, yeah, that's too bad for Nick. He's getting up, walking. It's a good sign.
Kyle Peters, Martin Davalos. For Davalos, he's got to be frustrated. He's riding a little injured, and he's going to have to fight through that pain. And he came out
again for Martin Davalos, a 5th right now. Like you said, he's definitely frustrated. He's sitting 8th in the points. And at this point, he wanted to be up in that battle with Osborne and his teammate, Austin Forkner. He wanted to have that red back.
Well, and if you think back to the opener down in Dallas, I think we were all on the train. We all thought it was maybe the year for Davos, but everything fell apart 10 seconds into that main event. And since then, it's been tough. It's no question. The speed's been there. I mean, he still won one of the main events at the Triple Crown, so you know he's fine there, but
then he made some mistake in the whoops in the final main event, that Triple Crown. He crashed out.
Yeah, and at one point in that Triple Crown, he was actually in position to win the overall. So for him, it's no question he just needs to put it all together. And he's one of those riders that when he does put it all together, he usually can take off and win the thing. He's that talented. And right now, he's sitting 2nd in this session with a 49.9. It's still Forkner. Actually, Jordan Smith just jumped to the top of the board with a 49.1, so just a smidge faster. And then Davalos just won up that with another 49.1. So there is 0.2 of a second difference right now between Davalos, Forkner, Smith, and Martin. And as I say that, Forkner tops the board again, cutting almost 0.7 of a second off on that lap. So now Forkner's got a pretty sizable lead early in this session.
Well, and I want to get back to Davalos because 2014, Davalos won here in St. Louis. So he knows what it takes to win here in St. Louis. He knows this soil. So, you know, see what happens when that main event comes around.
Like that rhythm through there.
Yeah.
We've seen 2 different options so far. Jordan Smith now only 8 points back. You know, he was flawless in Daytona, too. He got the start in the heat and the main, and just no issues, and kind of took care of business like he wanted to early. And it's just, It's funny how the mind works and how it has to match up with your physical ability. In the beginning part of the season, he was riding so good. He was coming from the back a lot and charging through. And then in Atlanta, was up front a lot and didn't ride that way. And I think he was frustrated by it. And then it just takes one good weekend to get back on track for him. Get the start, pull away, handle business, close out the main event. Now he's back in this championship hunt. But it is Austin Faulkner with a 48.4. Let's watch him through the whoops right here. See that entry speed. He ignored the second and the third whoop. He treated them like they were just barely there. And that's what gave him the momentum to just pretty much coast his way out of the section. And again, that goes back to confidence, trusting your ability, trusting your machine. And for him, a year ago, we wouldn't have seen that. We wouldn't have seen that a year ago. Faulkner was struggled in the whoops, but this year, I kind of noticed in Tampa was the turning point. He was really good in the whoops there, and since then, it seems like everything has changed in the section that pretty much was his only weakness, in my opinion.
Yeah, that last lap for Austin Faulkner, let's see what it was, a 49.9. So looks like he's going to get after it again here. And on the downside, upshift. I think he might go for this quad, I think. I don't know. It looked like he kind of came up short. I'm curious to see if he's going to try it. Follow him around one more lap. That double right there. Scrub it. Triple. Come in here. Don't leave the door open. Round it. Double single right here, Daniel. Well, let's see if he does this right. Yeah, no, he didn't. But he tripled and step off. Triple that. No,
that's a consistent rhythm right there.
Let's see if he can have the triple here, double into this corner, double here, hit that rut. Let's see if it. 48.8, so a little faster than the lap before, but still not
as fast. Yeah.
No, he's about 0.4 off of as fast as then he backs it down now.
Osborne now at a second on the board of the 48.6, so he's closed the gap. And as they sit right now, there is a 1 second gap between the first 7. Faulkner, Osborne, Smith, Davalos, Martin, Rensland, and Kyle Peters. There's your top 7. Here's Michael Mosman, currently on the board in 9th. We'll have a chance to talk to him on the show. It's always nice to get the rookies on here to see how they're feeling, what they think so far early in their season. And for him, remember, he didn't start in Dallas. He started in Atlanta at the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
So this is only his 3rd race in Supercross. Yeah. The rest of the guys, it's their 5th. So he's still kind of getting comfortable. We look back to Daytona a week ago, led that heat race.
But then he had problems in the main. We're going to have to ask him what happened. 22nd in that main event. A 13th overall in the Triple Crown in Atlanta to start the season off. Not a bad way to start your rookie season off. He looks good here. Let's see what he moved up. He's still sitting. Yeah, he moved up a little bit. He's sitting 8th right now with a 49.9. About a minute 28 left.
Mosman in 8th, Cantrell 9th, Hartraff 10th. All 3 rookies this year. It's always nice to monitor the rookie riders out there, kind of see where they're at, and they usually all end up kind of in the same bubble as far as speed and experience, and then just watch them over the season and see which one of them kind of can break out and break through. Now for Chase Sexton on the West Coast, remember, he's a rookie as well. He rode last year the opening round in Atlanta, but didn't even get to the race, Sexton that is, and missed the entire season. So this year is technically his rookie season, and we all know how Chase Sexton's done on the West Coast.
I think if you got to pick a rookie here on the East Coast, I'd have to go with the number 43, Sean Cantrell. He's been doing really good. His finishes have been okay, had some problems, but what I like about him is he's fast. He's fast on the on his starts.
Oh, yeah.
He runs up there. It's just he's had some problems. I'm not sure where he finished up in Daytona.
Well, for Cantrell, he's 11th in points. Here's Zach Osborne sharing the red plate. He's on a heater right now. You can see the aggression. Looks like he's found his line, the one that he wants to take.
Yeah, see
that rut getting deeper. What a run through that corner.
Yeah.
And it's a 48.5. So that is his fastest time, but it is not enough. It's still Faulkner. Faulkner, Osborne, Smith right now.
You know, that just tells me we got a battle on our hands.
Oh, yeah.
In that main event between both red number plates. The number 1 on the East Coast there, Osborne, and the number 31, the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki of Austin Faulkner as the checkered flag flies. But Sean Cantrell, a 7th last week in Daytona, not bad for him. So rookie putting in some pretty good rides.
Remember back in Dallas, he was running up front in the main event for a long time. Ended up going down to the whoops, but you definitely saw something special from Sean Cantrell early in the season. But it is Faulkner with a 48.4. Zach Osborne right on his